Hello students, hope all of you are fine. So dear children, today in continuation with our previous topic, that is chemical coordination and integration, we have another topic, that is pituitary gland. Okay, so today we will discuss about the pituitary gland, and it is also known as hypophysis cerebri. Okay, and another name is master's gland. Now, the pituitary gland, it is originated from the ectoderm of the embryo. Pituitary gland is located just below the hypothalamus. Okay, just below hypothalamus it is located, and the pituitary gland is situated in depression. Okay, depression, the sella turcica of sphenoid bone of the skull. Okay, in skull there is a bone, that is the sphenoid bone. Okay, and in that there is a depression, and that particular depression is called sella turcica. Okay, pituitary gland is smallest endocrine gland. It is about 1.3 centimeter, okay, in diameter, and it weighs about half a gram. That means it is very small, okay, in size. P-shaped, it is also known as the P-shaped gland. Okay, the gland is attached to the brain by a stalk, and that particular stalk is the infundibulum, and this is continuous with the hypothalamus. Okay, that means hypothalamus is present just above the pituitary gland, and the connection between the two is the infundibulum, as we discussed in the earlier video also. The pituitary gland is formed of two main lobes, okay, of different reasons. Okay, and these lobes are much larger: anterior lobe or the adenohypophysis or pars distalis. See, if you see the pituitary gland, there are two lobes, and one is anterior lobe. Anterior lobe is also known as adenohypophysis or pars distalis. Okay, and the small lobe, okay, that is the posterior lobe, and that is called the neurohypophysis. Okay, and neurohypophysis is also known as pars nervosa. In pituitary gland, okay, adenohypophysis, it originates as the stomodium, okay, disappears. Okay, and the neurohypophysis originates as the outgrowth from the floor of the diencephalon. Okay, and due to this reason the pituitary gland has dual origin. Okay, and we can say it is having the origin from stomodium, that is the foregut, and the diencephalon. Okay, the pituitary gland is having origin from the foregut or stomodium also, and the diencephalon also. So it is also called that it has dual origin. Okay, and the third lobe that is present is called intermediate lobe or pars intermedia. Okay, and it is a part of adenohypophysis. Okay, intermediate lobe is a part of adenohypophysis. Okay, and it is also known as pars intermedia. Okay, now adenohypophysis, it is made up of about 75% of the pituitary gland. That means if you take pituitary gland, in pituitary gland also 75% of the pituitary gland is adenohypophysis. The hypogeal portal vein, okay, that means from the hypothalamus the portal veins are there, and that particular portal veins, they carry blood containing neurohormones. Okay, and that is the releasing factors from the hypothalamus to adenohypophysis. That means the hypothalamus and the adenohypophysis, they are connected with each other by the portal veins. Okay, and these portal veins, they carry the neurohormones or releasing hormones released from the hypothalamus. Now, neurohypophysis, it is only made up of 25%, okay, of the pituitary gland. Okay, only in pituitary gland 75% is adenohypophysis and 25% is the neurohypophysis. And here the axons, they terminate. Okay, and in neurohypophysis the axons terminates, and this is also known as axon terminals. Okay, these terminals, okay, are embedded in the neuroglia tissue, and it is a form of large and branched cell called the puticites. So the axon terminal, okay, they get embedded in the neuroglia tissue. Okay, and since they have branching, large branching is present in them, so they form large and branched cells. Okay, large and branched cells that is formed, okay, in the neuroglia tissue, that is called the puticites. Okay, now no hormones are synthesized in neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis do not synthesize any hormone, but two hormones synthesized in hypothalamic neurosecretory cells remain stored in very small vesicles in the axons and terminals. Okay, that means two hormones, they are stored here. Okay, in the vesicles. These vesicles are called Herring bodies. Okay, now hormones of anterior lobe. We'll discuss the hormones of the anterior lobe first, then posterior lobe. So first one is the growth hormone. Okay, anterior lobe of the pituitary gland secrete the first hormone, that is growth hormone, and growth hormone is also known as somatotrophin hormone, or soma is body and trophy is nourishment. Okay, these hormones stimulate growth. Okay, the growth promotes the protein anabolism. Okay, and the absorption of calcium from the bowel and conservation of the glycogen to the conversion of the glycogen to the glucose. Okay, now target cells. Now this growth hormone, it will trigger various body cells which undergo growth. Okay, that means wherever the growth is going on, that particular cells will be triggered by the growth hormones. Next we have is thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay, thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH, or thyrotropin. Okay, TSH is also known as thyrotropin. Okay, these hormones control the growth and activity of thyroid gland. Now, whatever activities that take place in the thyroid gland, they are controlled by thyroid stimulating hormone. It influences the uptake of iodine, the synthesis of hormone, that is thyroxine and triiodothyronine. Okay, and these both hormones are secreted by thyroid gland, and these are released and stored hormone into the bloodstream. Okay, these thyroxine and triiodothyronine, they are secreted by the gland and they are stored, and after some time they are released into the bloodstream. Next, the target cell of thyroid stimulating hormone is thyroid, because it will trigger only the thyroid gland from where the thyroxine and triiodothyronine will be released. Next we have is ACTH, that is adrenocorticotropic hormone, These hormones stimulate the cortex of the adrenal gland, okay, and it will help in production of the hormone, okay. Adrenotrophic hormone, okay, it triggers the adrenal cortex, okay. Now next we have is prolactin hormone, PRL, or mammotropin hormone, MTH, okay, or it is also known as luteotropic hormone, that is LTH. Prolactin is also called hormone of maternity, okay, because its main physiological effect is to activate growth of the breast during the pregnancy, okay. During pregnancy the size of the breast grow, and secretion of the mammary gland from the birth gland, okay. During the childbirth there is this secretion of the mammary gland, okay, after the child birth take place. The name lutotrophic hormone, that is LTH, is because it stimulates the corpus luteum, okay. That is LTH, a lutotrophic hormone. It is called so because its function is to stimulate the corpus luteum. And corpus luteum, it is produced after the rupture of the Graafian follicle, okay, the Graafian follicle which is left over after the ovulation, okay. When the egg is released and the outer part of the Graafian follicle is left, that convert into the corpus luteum, okay. And now corpus luteum is triggered by the lutotrophic hormone, okay, or the prolactin hormone. Now the name we know very well that corpus luteum is responsible for secreting a hormone that is known as the progesterone. So corpus luteum will produce the progesterone hormone in turn. Now target cell of the prolactin hormone is mammary gland, okay. Now gonadotropin hormone, these are the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, okay. It stimulates the ovarian follicles in case of female, and the secretion of estrogen in case of female, okay. And spermatogenesis, that is the spore formation of the sperm in case of the male, is triggered by the follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormone in female, it stimulates the corpus luteum, okay. And uh, in case of the ovary, and help to produce the progesterone, okay. In case of male, what happen, it triggers the Leydig cells, and Leydig cells are also known as interstitial cells, okay, in testes, and it lead to secretion of the androgen, or that is called the testosterone, okay, by the interstitial cell. Or we can say luteinizing hormone as interstitial cell stimulating hormone, okay. ICSH, that is interstitial cell stimulating hormone, is also another name of luteinizing hormone. And this luteinizing hormone in female triggers the corpus luteum, and in male it trigger the Leydig cells, okay. The target cell